It's a huge deal because President Trump is the kingmaker in Republican primaries. That's why it's such a big deal. Take a look here. Times Trump endorsees won GOP primaries. This is congressional and gubernatorial. In 2020, it was 98%. In 2022, it was 95%. In 2024, it was 96%. President Trump has the magic touch when it comes to endorsing in Republican primaries. And when he doesn't endorse you, you go, to quote the great movie Good Burger, into the grinder.
And so Cassidy was one of the Republican senators who voted to convict President Trump in his second impeachment trial. How have those Republican senators done?
When you voted to convict President Trump in that second impeachment trial, how'd you do for re-election? Not so hot to trot, because let's take a look here. Okay, GOP senators who voted to convict Trump won their next election. Just 1 out of 5. That one is Lisa Murkowski in the great state of Alaska, which of course has that top 4 primary situation going on there. So very, very different than the traditional primary structure that is throughout the rest of the United States. The bottom line is this: the vast majority of Republicans who voted to convict Trump, who had a re-election, either lost, or actually they didn't even run. They retired, they resigned in the case of Ben Sasse, or there are 2 up for re-election this year, Bill Cassidy and Susan Collins up in Maine. But the bottom line is this: if you voted to convict Trump so far, your chances of winning re-election have been quite small. And Bill Cassidy, of course, just got a major impediment to his road to re-election if Ludlow decides to run.
And this really largely has to do with how much Republicans still support Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, look, Donald Trump was popular in 2016. He was really popular in 2018, really popular in 2020, popular in 2022, popular in 2024, and now we come to 2026.
Among Republicans.
Among Republicans, exactly right. And he is still quite popular amongst Republicans at this point. Look, overall in July, it was 89%. That was 6 months ago. Today, it's basically the same at 88%. How about strongly approved? Those who don't just like Donald Trump, but love him, love him, love him. In July, it was 61%. It's the same 61% now, and that is why the GOP voters, when Donald Trump says something, they say, how quickly can we get to Donald Trump's position?
And if you want to see the impact that this had, just this one statement from President Trump over the weekend, what did it do in the betting markets to Bill Cassidy's chances of being elected?
Yeah, you look at the prediction markets. Take a look here. Chance to be the 2026 GOP nominee for the Louisiana Senate race. Bill Cassidy at just an 18% chance at this point, and this lines up very much with what we've seen historically speaking. That is, when Donald Trump goes against you in a Republican primary, your chances fall through the floor.
All right, that number says everything. Harry Etten, thank you very much.